Good evening. This is Johnfred Grutas, and today is the 22nd of July 2023. And my purpose of talking like this is because I want to release whatever it is that is stuck here below, because it is getting thicker. It is getting more painful, and it is getting definitely uncomfortable. And some might argue that being comfortable is alright. You need to be in uncomfortable situations, but it's different. Even just speaking for a minute right now, it has been 55 minutes. I already feel good. I already feel that I have been releasing some of these trapped, unsaid words inside of me. And yeah, I already feel good. And I think this is one of the most important skills that you need to have in order not only to convince but to persuade another person, because I have seen this multiple times on the people that I have been in contact with, the people that are good in public speaking, the people that are good in influencing others. And growing up, I have seen more contradictions in Dale Carnegie's book. I'm seeing more and more contradictions of Dale Carnegie's book, How to Influence and Influence People. And even now, I am still, restraining some of myself, restraining some of the things that, restraining my voice. Some of, I'm not even at the 50% of how I usually talk to others. And I think that is what's making me full here. That's the root of this pain that I'm having. I think this all started when I entered 7th grade. When I entered junior high school, because growing up, I have met a lot of people that has not been fucked up by their guardians, by the people around them. People that hasn't experienced the true nature of the world. Nature is the truth, man. You see it everywhere. The strongest come on top. They have no remorse over those at the bottom. The lions, they eat when they are hungry. They go after what they want. If they cannot kill animals that, are hostile, they leave them alone. But the others, cantaloupes, deers, sheep, even bears sometimes, they kill it. I may have pushed a lot of things inside of here. I may have pushed a lot of, words, energies here inside of me. And every time I go to the gym, every time I come into contact with one of these surfaces, let's say for example the floor, it is getting painful, man. Because the tradition here in our home is that, or in most people's home, is the father or the provider of the house, the protector of the house, bows to someone who is above it. Just like Jesus' disciples is directed onto him, so is most people's fathers, most people's guardians who act as the providers of their families, need to have someone that is above them. So Me, I bow to Jesus. I bow to God. But Lord, the Lord said, Jesus Christ said that no one has access to God except through me. So yeah. But the order, Arash said, though something though something really is becomes the truth by the approval of other individuals, by a collection of the many, agreement of the many that this particular thing is what's taken to be true. But it doesn't have to always work that way. Just because a lot of people think that it is true, it doesn't necessarily have to be the truth for everyone. Because there are the masses, there are people in the mass, there are public, and there are people above us who controls this world. So what do I mean by that? People who are responsible for our sovereignty, which is the government. The people above the government, the people that enforce laws, the people that creates laws, the people that approves laws of the country. And life really works by bowing to one person who we seem that is above us, who we seem that is better to us than every single way imaginable. And yeah, it's been 7 minutes, and I hope soon I can find a place in which I can just express all of this inside of me and feel good for once in a while. Because I know the feeling of this being empty. I know the feeling of that. Feeling of having to not repress yourself from the things that you really have to say. Things that you need to express. Express meaning external. You have to let them out. You have to, it's like the methane from the fort, if you keep it inside of you, later in time you will become uncomfortable, and it turns into disease. This is the absence of ease, the absence of being comfortable, which then leads to certain diseases. Worst case, cancer. Worst case, the inability of a certain part of our body to function. And I have noticed this from my entire life. From elementary, from high school, I have noticed it with people. And I know that they carry a lot of guilt and shame. I know that they carry a lot of emotions inside of them. And it is very difficult to be able to repress those. And sooner or later, it will kill them. So you have to express yourself. You have to say the things that you have to say. Everything you say is your truth. And not everything you say has to be understood by anybody. You just have to look out for yourself. Everybody just looks for themselves, man. Everybody watch their back. Watches their own back. So you have to watch yours. Tribe doesn't exist. A people of individuals in which they are all equal will not last forever, will not last long, because in all societies and all civilizations from the past 100 years ago, they all have leaders. They all have someone that leads them. They all have someone that stands at the top, who makes rules for them, who enforces laws on them, who they follow, who they bow into. So that's how life really works. if someone could create otherwise, that would be another amazing discovery for humans. And yeah, with change comes a lot of difficult moments, a lot of hardships, a lot of adversities, and yeah. I lived in a household where emotions are shamed, yan. Emotions are shamed if you don't know immediately things professionally or at the top of the toppest level of the 0.001 level. You will be shamed, you will be beaten, you will be pushed to the side, you will get disrespected, you will get beaten. And yeah, most people never really had that. But I think our childhood, our upbringing is what gives us these unique abilities that are very different from among individuals, and we can use them to navigate life in our own terms, in our own unique skill sets, and that is what pushes us forward. So yeah, every man desires to have a group in which he reigns, he is in the top, and I think that's what I'll do. I will not submit to any man. I will only submit to God. I will only submit to Jesus Christ, because what he did was very strong. Knowledge is sacred. He made knowledge sacred. He spread his wisdom through stories, to telling a lot of fables, to having disciples. Sure, yeah, Arash did it, but I think there are some pieces of the puzzles that are not displayed in the public, because I had the realization earlier when I was in the gym that people don't want to be understood. People want to be esteemed, because being understood poses the risk of being copied, being recreated by another human being. And as humans, it contradicts one of our most important needs, which is to be unique, to be and feel unique, to be and stand at the top, to be influential and to influence and to be important. So yeah, that's why they make knowledge sacred. That's why for thousands of years they find apprentices that they can teach, that they can pass their knowledge on to. This is present. You can see this on magicians. You can see this on people who practice the occult wisdom, people who are very much conservative when it comes to the things that they know, because they know that in the wrong hands, these things that they can do poses a great risks to the downfall of civilizations, to the downfall of societies. So right now, I don't even know what I'm talking to. I'm just talking and talking, expressing and expressing, because it's been a long time since I've done this, man. And I'm through passing my misery onto another person, passing my miserable life onto another human being that doesn't deserve this. So I'll just record it, post it on YouTube or something, post it on Instagram, and yeah, so that no one has to suffer unwillingly. So yeah. This one helped, but I think I'm not digging enough. I think that I need to shout, I need to express more, because I have been holding myself back, and that greatly affects me badly. So yeah, it's a start. Doesn't have to always be perfect. Once you start the engine, as you get going, you get faster. As you get going, you get better. As you get going, you know more. So yeah, I just hope I continue this habit. And yeah, see you again next time. It's been 15 minutes exactly. Bye.